Hi everyone, it's Bridget from Paper Creations with another card video. Last week on my blog I shared the tags that I made using the Jar of Cheer stamp set and the Everyday Jars framelits. So that kind of gave me an idea for a card. So let me show you the card. Ours will be slightly different. So this is the card that I made. It's quite basic really, but it does have some nice textures on it. So what you will need is, let me do the paper first. So you will need a piece of white cardstock. Now all I've done is I've taken our white Whisper white cardstock and I've just cut it at 4 1/4 inches lengthways. So it pretty much measures 4 1/4 by 11 5/8. And you're going to fold that in half. Just like that. Then you'll need another piece that measures 4 by 5 1/2, and this is the piece that we're going to emboss. You will need a piece of craft cardstock that measures 2 by 3 1/2 and some DSP. So you will need one piece that measures 2 by 4 inches, and I haven't decided yet whether I'll use this side or this side, which then changes the way that I do these, but anyway, we'll decide. So you'll need another piece that measures roughly 2 3/8 inches. We'll measure that though when the time comes. It all depends on where I actually glue the tag as to, you know, how long that is, and it's the same with this piece. This piece I measured at 2 7/8 of an inch, but that could actually change as well when we work out where these bits will go. And you'll also need a piece of white that measures 1 inch by 4 inches, and that's going to have your sentiment on it. So the ink that you will need, I'm using Memento black ink to stamp the images because I'm just finding that I get a much better image when I actually stamp them. So I've pre-stamped the one that we'll be doing today, and it's just a matter of stamping the jar upside down and then the image inside of it. But I did find that I got a much better image using the Memento black ink. Oh, and you'll also need another piece of scrap to do all your stamping on. Sorry. You will need your soft suede ink and your sponge applicator. You will need an embossing folder. Now this is a new one. This is Holly Textured Impressions, and I'm actually going to use that one rather than the Softly Falling, which I think was last year's. So I wanted to use this one to see what it looks like. You will obviously need your Everyday Jars framelits dies, and we'll use the large jar for that. The stamp sets I'm using are Stitched with Cheer and also Jar of Cheer. You will need your tag topper punch, a stapler. I was devastated the other day when I broke my Stampin' Up! One, so I will have to order another one. So I've just got this little one from the house. And you'll also need some colours, some markers. So I've used Cherry Cobbler, Real Red, Garden Green and Crushed Curry to colour my image. Oh, and some ribbon. You'll need ribbon and glue, of course, as well. So this is the new ribbon that's come in a pack of 2. This is Real Red and Garden Green, I think, is the packet. So let's get started. So I think what I'll do first is I might actually do my embossing and die cutting first, just to sort of get that out of the road. So let me get my Big Shot. Now when you're doing embossing folders, you need to take out your thin die adapter because you won't need it. So you'll pretty much just be using the plate as it is with the cutting plate on it. Take your embossing folder and your piece of paper, and you always want to run it through with the folded piece going through that way. So just put that in there, kind of line it up where you'd like it to be, put it on there and feed it through. There we go. And that has just beautifully embossed that. Look at the design on that. How gorgeous. Oh, I like that. Okay, so while we've got that there, let me just put this away over here. Put our thin die adapter plate back on here. Put the cutting plate down. Then take your stamped image, and I like to use a piece of sticky note just to hold it down if I'm not using the magnetic plate, although I sometimes even still use the sticky notes with the magnetic plate. So just line it up like that, make sure that it's nice and even, hold it down, and let's go through with it. Okay. Alright, so we'll put that away, and that's our jar cut out. Beautiful. Okay. Sometimes they look a bit wider on one side than the other. If that worries you, see how this one's a little bit wider? You can actually trim it down. So let me show you how to do that. So I take it from here and I just run it, the scissors, up the side here, very carefully. You don't really want to take too much off. And just round the corners. This bottom bit here, you won't see that actually. That'll be hidden underneath everything. Okay, so let's get the card base. Now comes the time to put it all together. Actually, no, let's colour first, because that'll be the easiest to do, and then we can put it all together. So I'm just using the crushed curry on the flame. Then I'm going to use the green. Oh, actually, I'll use the red actually on the candle, much like I did the tag. No fancy colouring. Just carefully down the side, around all the little berries. Okay, and that's it. Take the green and do your leaves. Again, you don't have to be too fussy. Turn your work as you go, that's what I usually do. And then use the cherry cobbler just to do your berries. There we go. And that's really it. That's all you need to do for the colouring. I'm going to glue this actually onto my card, and then I can kind of lay everything out and just see how it all goes. Now, because it's been embossed, it may need a little bit more glue than normal. You could use your fast fuse if you wanted to. That is such a nice embossing folder. I actually really like that one. Okay, so that's glued on there. Take your piece of craft card and put it into your tag topper punch and just punch it. And that's it. Very easy. So then we take our ink up all your edges. And that's it for that. Then you want to stick that onto there, like so. You won't see the bottom part of the tag. Some glue on the back and center that on your tag. Just like that. Beautiful. Okay, while you've got the tag there, you can probably put the ribbon in as well. So just cut yourself a piece of ribbon and thread that through the top of the tag. You can do this several different ways. You can tie it if you want to. I'm just going to staple this on here. If I had my Stampin' Up! Stapler, it would be so much easier than trying to do it with this one, but I will try. It's quite fiddly. There we go. Would have been much easier with the Stampin' Up! One. Okay, so then just trim your tag off. Like that, and that's finished. Okay, so now we come to the assembly of the bits and pieces. I usually like to lay it out, so we'll do it this way first of all. Which is the way that I actually had it. Well, it's a different one actually. Let me show you. Where is it? So, oh, lost my ribbon on that one. There it is. Okay, so this one's completely different, but you get the idea. So I've done it like this on this one. The ribbon still needs to glue down the bow. Which we will still do that on this one. We'll put a little bow on there. So it'll end up looking like this once the white piece, which is here, let me stamp the sentiment on the white piece. So that will go here across the middle. Let's put that on. Oh, actually we won't put that on yet. We'll work it out. So this will go here. Your tag will go on that, like so. And then your other bits and pieces will go across like this once we cut a banner out of them. Let me do that now. To cut a banner, you just center it in the middle, just cut a little snip and then just up on each side, just like that. And we'll do the same on this piece. Little snip in the middle and then meet the corners to the top. Okay, let me try it the other way around. So if we wanted to do it this way, could lay that there, that there, that across the top, then we would turn it around. Leave that one the way it is. I don't know, I actually like it the other way better. So we will turn it around. So let me glue this piece down. About there. This then gets glued into the middle. And if you wanted to, you could actually trim that off because you're not going to see all of it anyway. And then this will go here, like that. Just there like that. Okay. Then that one will go there, and that one will go there. Or we could do it the other way round. This way, which is what I think I'll do. So this is what I mean about the length of these two pieces. Depending on where you've actually put your tag, you may need to cut these a bit longer or shorter depending on sort of where. See this one here, I haven't quite, I don't know if you can see that, but I haven't quite covered the bottom of the tag with these pieces, whereas with this one I've covered it perfectly. So it all depends on where your tag is as to where these pieces actually go. So it will go like this.